Let's go. Let's turn on the um 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 uh flash. Oh, okay, perfect. Hi, folks. I finally found the flash. Whoop diddy doo da. So let's start. Let's find a random story and let's go. Alright, random story. Percy and the Signal. Let's read. Percy is a little green tank engine who works in the yard of the big station. He is a funny little engine and loves playing jokes. These jokes sometimes get him into trouble. Peep peep, he whistled one morning. Hurry up, Gordon, the train's ready. Gordon thought he was late and came puffing out. Ha ha! Laughed Percy and showed him a dirty train of dirty coal trucks. Gordon didn't go back to the shed. He stayed on a siding, thinking how to pay Percy out. Stay in the shed today, squeaked Percy to James. The Fat Controller will come and see you. James was a conceited engine. Ah, he thought. The Fat Controller knows I'm a fine engine, ready for anything. He wants me to pull a special train. So James stayed where he was, and nothing his driver and fireman could do would make him move. But the Fat Controller never came, and the other engines grumbled dreadfully. They had to do James's work as well as their own. At last, an inspector came. Show a wheel, James, he said crossly. You can't stay here all day. The Fat Controller told me to stay here, answered James What did I say? Answered James sulkily. He sent a message this morning. He did not, retorted the inspector. How could he? He's away for the week. Oh, said James. Oh. And he came quickly out of the shed. Where's Percy? Percy had wisely disappeared. When the Fat Controller came back, he did see James, and Percy too. Both engines wished he hadn't. James and Gordon wanted to pay Percy out, but Percy kept out of their way. One morning, however, he was so excited that he forgot to be careful. I say, you engines, he bubbled. I'm to take some trucks to Thomas's Junction. The Fat Controller chose me specially. He must know I'm a really useful engine. More likely he wants you out of the way, grunted James. But Gordon gave James a wink. Like this. Oh, yes, James. No. Oh, yes, said James. Just so. You were saying, Gordon? James and I was just speaking about signals at the junction. We can't be too careful about signals, but then I didn't say that to a real useful engine like you, Percy. Percy felt flattered. Of course not, he said. We had spoken of backing signals, put in James. They need extra special care, you know. Would you like me to explain? No, thank you, James, said Percy airily. I know all about signals. And he bustled off importantly. James and Gordon solemnly exchanged winks. Percy was a little worried as he set out. I wonder what backing signals are, he thought. Never mind, I'll manage. I know all about signals. He puffed crossly to his trucks and felt better. He saw a signal just outside the station. Bother, he said. It's a danger. Oh, 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 screamed the trucks as they bumped into each other. Presently the signal moved to show loud and clear. Its arm moved up instead of down. Percy had never seen that sort of signal before. He was surprised. Down means go, he thought, And up means stop, so upper still must mean go back. I know, it's one of those backing signals. How clever of me to find that out. Come on, Percy, said his driver. Off we go. But Percy wouldn't go forward, and his driver had to let him back in order to start at all. I am clever, thought Percy. Even my driver doesn't know about backing signals. And he started so suddenly that the truck screamed again. Whoa, Percy, called his driver. Stop, you're going the wrong way. But it's a backing signal, Percy protested, and told him about Gordon and James. The driver laughed and explained about signals that point up. Oh dear, said Percy. Let's start quickly before they come and see us. But he was too late. Gordon swept by with the express and saw everything. Big engines talked about signals that night. They thought the subject was funny. They laughed a lot. Percy thought they were being very silly indeed. And that's Percy and the Signal. Yeah. Still live. Probably got a while left. It's only midnight. No one's joining me. I don't know how to contact anyone to join me though. Alright. Close the book. And we'll flip to a new page. Alright. The Diesel it is. Bill and Ben are tank engines who live at a port on Edward's branch line. Each has 4 wheels, a tiny chimney and dome, and a small squat cab. They are kept busy pulling trucks for ships in the harbour and engines on the main line. The trucks are filled with china clay dug from the nearby hills. China clay is important. It is needed for pottery, paper, paint, plastics, and many other things. One morning, they arranged some trucks and went away for more. They returned to find them all gone. They were most surprised. The drivers examined a patch of oil. That's a diesel, they said, wiping the rails clean. It's a wuzzle? Asked Bill. A diesel, I think, replied Ben. There's a notice about them in our shed. I remember. Coughs and sneezels spread diseases. Who had a cough in his smoke box yesterday? Fireman cleaned it, didn't he? Yes, but the dust made him sneezle, so there you are. It's your fault the diseasel came. It isn't. It is. Stop arguing, you two, laughed the drivers. Come on, let's go rescue our trucks. Bill and Ben were aghast. But it'll magic us away like the trucks. Their drivers laughed. It won't magic us. We'll more likely magic him. Listen, he doesn't know you're twins, so we'll take your names and numbers off, and this is what we'll do. Bill and Ben chuckled with delight. Come on, let's go, they said eagerly. Creeping into Edward's yard, they found the diesel on a siding with the missing trucks. Ben hid behind, but Bill went boldly alongside and stood facing the diesel on the points leading out to the main line. The diesel looked up. Do you mind? He asked. Yes, said Bill. I do. I want my trucks, please. These are mine, said the diesel. Go away. Bill pretended to be frightened. You're a big bully, he whimpered. You'll be sorry. He moved over the point, ran back, and hid behind the trucks on the other side. Ben now came forward. The diesel had to stop suddenly. Truck stealer, hissed Ben. He ran away too, and Bill took his place. This went on and on, till the diesel's eyes nearly popped out. Stop, he begged. You're making me giddy. The 2 engines gazed at him side by side. He shut his eyes. Are there 2 of you? He whispered. Yes, we're twins. I might have known it. He groaned. Just then, Edward bustled up. Bill and Ben, why are you playing here? We're not playing, protested Bill. We're rescuing trucks, squeaked Ben. What do you mean? Even you don't come in our yard. Oh, no, sorry, that's not supposed to be Edward. Even you don't come in our yard without asking, and you only take the trucks we give you. But, they both squeaked indignantly, this diesel didn't even ask. He just took the lot. There is no cause to be rude, said Edward severely. This engine is a Metropolitan Vickers Diesel Electric Type 2. The twins were abashed. Sorry, Mr. Never mind, he smiled. Call me Boko. I'm sorry I didn't understand about the trucks. That's all right then, said Edward. Off you go, Bill and Ben. Fetch Boko's trucks, then you can take these. The twins scampered away. Edward smiled. There's no real harm in them, he said, but they're maddening at times. Boko chuckled. Maddening, he said, is the word. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da. I'm going to do one more story, and then I'm going to call it a night. I know there's no one here to, call it a night with, but whatever. Next story. Yep, I'm gonna pop the whole thing open. I'm just gonna... That's the whole thing. Yeah. That's Percy and the Signal. I'm not doing Caldy Fell. The Missing Coach! The Missing Coach! Yes, let's do that one. Soon, workmen came to give the twins their numbers. Donald was 9, and Douglas 10. When the men went away, they were left alone in the shed. You may have noticed, Dougie, that young painters forgot something. What did they forget? They painted brawl new numbers on our tenders, but they put 9 on us. Donald winked broadly at his twin. You mean, grinned Douglas, that we can juice that? Chuckled Donald. Hold your waist, here's the inspector. No, 9 and 10, smiled the inspector. Here's Duck. He'll show you round before you start work. The twins enjoyed themselves and were soon friends with Duck. They didn't mind what they did. They tackled good strains and coaches easily, for, once the twins had shunted them, trucks knew better than to try any tricks. We like it fine here, said Donald. That's good, smiled Duck. But take my tip. Watch out for Gordon, Henry, and James. They'll sure to try some nonsense. Dinna fash yoursel, chuckled Douglas. We'll soon settle them. Donald and Douglas had deep-toned whistles. They sound like buses, said Gordon. Or ships, sniggered Henry. Tugboat Annie, laughed Gordon. Donald and Douglas cruised quietly up, one on each side. You wouldn't be making fun of us, would you now? Asked Donald. Gordon and Henry jumped. They glanced nervously from side to side. No, said Gordon. No, certainly not, said Henry. That's fine, said Douglas. No, just mind the both of you, and keep it that way. That was the way Gordon and Henry kept it. Every day, punctually at 3:30, Gordon steams in with the express. It is called the Wild Nor'Wester. It is full of people from England, Wales, and Scotland. No Irish people. There is also a special coach for passengers travelling to places on Thomas's branch line. When the other coaches are taken away empty, engines have to remember to shunt the special coach to the bay platform. It does not wait there long. Thomas, with Annie and Clarabelle, comes hurrying from the junction to fetch it. Thomas is very proud of his special coach. One afternoon, Douglas helped Duck in the yard while Donald waited to take a goods train to the other end of the line. As Duck was busy arranging Donald's trucks, Douglas offered to take away Gordon's coaches. Douglas was enjoying himself when an awful thought struck him. I hope the fat controller doesn't find out I shouldn't be here. I couldn't obey going back. He worried so much over this that he forgot about Thomas. Sorry, hold on. I always thought that Douglas was talking about he wasn't supposed to be, shunting the coaches. But no. Douglas is talking about the fact that he's the stowaway. Oh my god. Let me redo that line. Douglas was enjoying himself when an awful thought struck him. I hope the Fat Controller doesn't find out I shouldn't be here. I couldn't obey going back. He worried so much over this that he forgot about Thomas's special coach. He pushed it with the others into the carriage siding, then ambled along to join Donald at the water column. As he went, Thomas scampered by, whistling cheerfully. Soon, Thomas came fussing. "Where's my coach?" "Coach?" asked Donald. "What coach?" "My special coach that Gordon brings for me. It's gone. I must find it." He bustled away. "Losh sakes," said Donald. "I'm on here stood at the special coach with the others." "You see that?" exclaimed Donald's driver. A mob of angry passengers erupted from the siding. "They're complaining to the Fat Controller. He'll be coming here next."
"Now listen,"
said Douglas's driver.
"we'll change tenders."
"Then away with ye, Donald, and take your goods.
Dinna fish about us. Quick now, do as I say."
The Fat Controller and 3 passengers walked towards them, but Donald, with Douglas's tender, 10, was out and away with the goods before they came near. Douglas and his driver waited with innocent expressions. "Ah," said the Fat Controller, "number 9, and why have you not taken the goods?" "My tender is away, sir." The driver showed him the tender, still uncoupled. I see. Some defect, no doubt. Tell me, why did number 10 leave so quickly?" "Maybe, sir," buttoned Douglas. "He saw you coming and thought he was late." Said the Fat Controller. He turned to the passengers. "Here, gentlemen, are the facts. Number 10 has been shunting the yard. Your coach disappeared. We investigate. Number 10 disappears too. You can draw your conclusions. Please accept my apologies. The matter will be investigated. Good afternoon, gentlemen." The Fat Controller watched them till they climbed the station ramp. His shoulders twitched. He wiped his eyes. Douglas wondered if he was crying. He was not. He swung round suddenly. "Douglas," he rapped, "why are you masquerading with Donald's tender?" Well, I think that went swimmingly, folks. That's going to be all for tonight. It is currently 12:18 for me on the East Coast. You all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy.